I just wanted to know the similarities and differences between the Caribbean and African, because some Caribbeans, don't associate themselves or feel like they're Africans, but some Caribbean people also feel like they're Africans. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, I just want to know the difference.
I think that's they're not feeling like they're Africans. I feel like that's more with the Dominicans. Because of especially it don't matter the hue of their skin.
Yeah.
And I feel that comes from a history of the kind of like racial structure back in the day that had a whole lot of the descendants of African origin developing that self-hate. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah. Go live, bro.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I've noticed. Like with the Dominicans, like a lot of them, like have that passed on to them, like from their generations. Maybe coming from traumatic experiences, living through a period of time where they were being told that black is evil, ugly, so everybody tried to run as far away from identifying themselves with Africa, anything that has to do with Africa. But with I don't know about the Haitians, but the Jamaicans embraced Africa a long time ago.
I think Haiti.
Yeah.
I think Haitian embrace African more than Jamaican because if you look at the population of Haiti, we are like 90% of the primary people that live in Haiti. We are African, so it's only 5% that's European, whatever, Middle East.
Right.
Especially we have a lot of people from the Middle East in Haiti, so we are mixed. It's only 5%, but 90% of the population it's African.
And I also remember in Nigerian history during the Nigerian Civil War. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No.
Haiti played a role.
Yeah.
In kind of like providing some kind of support to the Biafra people, which is
since the beginning of the time,
part of Nigeria where I'm from that was trying to secede from Nigeria at the time.
Yeah.
We couldn't succeed. We couldn't succeed because the struggle. We couldn't succeed because we had the British and Americans, walking behind the other guys, So, but we had like countries like Haiti, I think Libya, and a few other countries.
So Haiti helped Libya with the independence.
Yeah.
So if you look at the history of South America, especially of Colombia, so Simon Bolivar, so he went to Haiti to get help from Pétion. So the flag, that's why you see the flag have the blue and red. So the flag was created in Haiti. So that's why they don't even talk about that in history. So if you look at the country, if you do the research, Haiti helps a lot of country and the South America get the independence. Even in America, if you look at the culture of the Louisiana from the French, it's just because of Haiti. America got Louisiana because so many French soldiers was dying in Haiti, so they didn't have a lot of soldiers that because
they didn't have soldiers.
They had mercenary soldiers come from Haiti to the United States.
Yeah, so even Haiti helped a lot of country, but they don't talk about that because Haiti was like the first black independent country.
Yeah, so I was about to speak on that. Yeah,
because
the first, ever.
Since you're black, they don't want to talk about you. They don't make sure that so. You mean to tell me that how you get your independence like 200 years ago and you still struggling? That's why you black. So that's why they want to make sure.
It's all because of other countries.
And they also let's not forget that the French, after the first Haitian Revolution with Toussaint Louverture, right? They ended up kidnapping him, taking him to France, and killing him there, right?
Yeah.
The French, in collaboration with the British, they made sure they kept Haiti down, and they had to make Haiti like pay for this debt.
One thing you don't know
that took so long for them to. I don't know if you guys paid it off or
after the French left.
Yeah.
The British tried to take over Haiti, we fought back.
Yeah.
So the Haitian army
Yeah.
kicked them out.
I think that's one of the reasons that they still making Haiti
Yeah,
paying for what they have done, because they didn't want Haiti to succeed.
yeah,
That's why they're trying to keep it on,
yeah.
keep it poor, all that wars and
But
stuff.
It's not even just Haiti. They're trying to keep most countries in Africa.
Yeah, but Haiti's super
as
bad
If you
now.
if you're talking about like Black Revolution, Haiti plays a big part of it.
Yeah.
So you can't talk about Black people, not talk about Haitian.
Yeah. It's the same with like how
And Cuba too, right?
Cuba
Yeah.
is part of it.
Yeah.
And it's the same way even with Ghana. Like our first president, remember, was trying
Kwame Nkrumah.
Kwame Nkrumah trying to make the whole West Africa a country.
Yeah.
So we can all go.
Going
Gaddafi
back,
too.
Yeah.
speaking about Nkrumah and all the rest of them, the Azikiwe of Nigeria, all these guys, they were called the Pan-Africanists. These are the four most African called people that came either to Europe or the United States. They studied, they went through racism out here studying. Zeke was known then as the Zeke of Africa. So these guys had a broader vision of Africa, and you had also the Thomas Sankara, and there's a whole lot of them.
Lumumba too.
Patrice Lumumba. So these guys came out here, studied, and went back and then started this African revolution, trying to take power back from the British. And after, Ghana had their independence, I believe, in 1957. Followed Nigeria, did have theirs in 1960. In 1960, Nigeria did first have independence, but we became a republic in 1963. A republic meaning the difference between us and Canada and Jamaica and Barbados and Australia. When you become a republic, you become totally separated from the British completely. So you can now self-determine your own.
That's what Ghana did too.
That's what Ghana did. So Canada, kind of like, they are independent, but the Queen is still their head of state. Same thing with Jamaica. Yeah. They still somehow connect to the Queen. So when we became a republic, we had to have a president. Mm-hmm. Before we became a republic, we had a prime minister, and the Queen was the head of state. It was kind of like they made Zeke was the head of state, and Nnamdi Azikiwe, but it was like a ceremonial kind of thing. But they were still somehow answerable to the Queen, to the government in Britain. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, Blacks in diaspora, there's a need for us to band together. If there's ever a time for that to happen, this is the time. It's total. It's total.
Y'all went too political, so
yeah.
Huh?
let me.
All right.
The question was similarities.
I'm not trying to go political. I know.
Yeah, you went too political.
I know.
Similarities.
Life is politics.
Yeah,
we do have a few.
So I guess I think I know what he was trying to say. I think I know what he was trying to say. At the end of the day, he wants us to know that we are the same people. So probably a different struggle, but at the end of the day, we are the same people.
We can never all agree.
Yeah.
You can't get all black men to agree. That's human beings. Even all white people don't agree on issues, but
I think we do have the same struggle.
Recognizing Africa as your
somehow. Different stories.
Yeah, different story, but the
But
struggles
same
are the same.
struggles.
But
I don't know if that makes sense.
One thing that you mentioned was important, like, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, they always think they're better than Africans.
Mostly
better than.
I don't think Puerto Rican. I think mostly
Dominicans.
Dominican.
Yeah, mostly Dominicans.
So they even think they're better than Haitian people, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So
I dated a Dominican girl. We used to always have that conversation. She embraced Africa, but she always had this.
Oh yeah.
You could tell where she came. Even she told me her grandma was black, blacker than me.
they used to be black.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand, Haiti controlled the whole island.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand where Dominican got the independence from Haiti.
I know. It used to be called Hispaniola,
Exactly.
and Port-au-Prince used to be the capital.
Exactly.
The whole island.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
How do you know that?
so
part?
Haiti used to have control of the whole island. So that's where the revolution started with Toussaint Louverture and Saint Domingue, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Sorry for cutting you off. Of course, the plantations in Haiti after the revolution, the Haitians killed off all the slave masters and took over the plantation.
Yeah.
What these Europeans did, they said, okay, since you got the plantations, let's see where you're gonna sell them. They made sure there was no market for them, and they diverted the market to the Dominican side. That's why the Dominicans look a little more developed, because the attention was shifted away just as to serve as a punishment to Haiti. And that continued today in different forms and shapes.
Still nowadays.
You know, in different forms and shapes.
So going back to your question, some similarities, in my opinion, I think we kind of have the same culture.
Kind of, yeah. Similar.
Like when it comes to food, you know, we all like the same food. I eat
Same
Asian
ingredient.
food, like, you know,
Technically.
I like Brazilian food. I know Brazilian Caribbean, no, not
Brazilian,
I forgot.
is kind of considered that.
Yeah, but Dominican food, I gladly eat that. You know, Puerto Rican food, I'll eat that. I also like it. Just a lot of things. Just the way we act too. Like we connect so easily. Like when we meet, you can tell these
It's
connections. Easy for us to connect.
Yeah.
When it
So
comes to
it
Jamaicans,
just hurts when it's easy for us to connect, but then some people pretend that they're not Africans, or they don't.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? It's just like, dude, the same food you eat, I eat the same thing. So
I
it's
think-
like, you get
No.
So like
That-
how you guys were talking
that's-
about Dominicans.
No, let's
very similar food. Everything.
let's switch
Yes.
that.
So
Let's
why
switch
do
that.
they act like
It's the same food you eat. They eat the same food, not the same food they eat.
they
You
eat,
eat.
okay, the same food we eat.
They
okay,
came.
that's true,
The
so
idea of the
Yeah,
food, they
they
came
all
from Africa.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
So
plantains and everything came
you
from
know
there.
you know how Dominican people
Even-
go crazy about
even-
plantain,
Plantain, yeah.
platano. Where that come from?
Yeah,
Africa.
In the Dominican Republic, they practice a religion called Santeria. What the hell is Santeria? Santeria is a fusion of the Yoruba. I think the Yorubas have a traditional way of worshiping. I forgot what they call that. A combination of that and Catholicism.
Yeah. Just like the Haitian voodoo.
That's Santeria. The
It's like
voodoo,
voodoo
the
from
voodoo
Benin,
too,
yeah.
also came from
voodoo,
West
yeah, that's
Africa.
Africans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Benin,
just like
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Straight
It's
up,
it's
from Benin,
it's a little.
west part of Ghana.
If you look at the history, it's mixed with a lot of
Benin
tribes.
is like crazy.
Benin, it mixed with Yoruba people. It mixed with.
There's a lot of Yorubas there too.
I think the Yoruba have a god
Yeah.
called Olodumare, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, it's the same thing.
Same thing when you go to Brazil, there's a town
Yeah.
called Bahia in Brazil. That's strictly the Yoruba people.
I also learned that if you
The
go to
blacks,
Cuba,
Bahia, yeah.
they have a town
Same
that
thing
they
with
call
Cuba.
Congo.
Yep. Same thing
Yeah,
with
have a lot
Cuba.
of-
Brazil
yeah.
has the most black people in second or third.
But one thing that happened in South America, like places like Brazil, there's this thing called miscegenation, MISCEGENATION, that happened post because they
Slavery.
post slavery they were the what's that word that's being used to say emancipation.
Okay.
South America got emancipated first before the United States. The United States was the last place where slavery ended.
Yeah.
And when slavery ended in the United States, there was nothing like miscegenation. That's where America still looks like it's more segregated, even up till now.
Yeah.
Because immediately after slavery, they tried to establish Jim Crow laws that separated black people. You couldn't marry a white person. But in Brazil, miscegenation was a law that was, kind of like passed to make sure there's more mixed people. So the Europeans in Brazil and Colombia and all these other South American countries, except for Argentina, for some reason I don't know, they mixed a lot with the blacks. So that's why you have a lot more brown people in Brazil than you have in the United States.
And this nigga know his history, man.
You know what I'm saying? So Brazilians tend to have mixed up so well.
Brazilians, and then it's mixed up with
There's still
Asians
racism
too.
there, but
it's
it's-
mixed up with Asians too.
Yeah.
Because I think
And-
there was a story where Japanese also Japanese
Asians
people
did come in.
migrated to
But
the
you guys know the fucked up part about Brazil? The light-skinned Brazilians, they don't really like the black-skinned Brazilian. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying. There's
And
still
then we see a
racism
lot
there.
of,
There's still
we see a
racism
lot
there,
of,
but
most of the light-skinned Brazilians in America are more than the black
Yeah.
for some reason.
and when you go to Colombia, there was something that I noticed. I don't know so much because we were just there for like over the weekend. I go to a restaurant, I'm seeing something that I don't usually see as somebody who lives in New England.
What was it?
You see a restaurant, you see European-looking white people, Colombians. The only thing that makes them different is they don't speak English; they speak Spanish. Well, they're as white as any white man in New Hampshire or Maine. Okay,
Wow.
and they're sitting down there. Then you see an African-looking man that's as African as somebody from the Congo, Ghana, or Nigeria, or Haiti, sitting down there, Colombian too. All the thing that brings them together is they're Colombians. They're speaking that Spanish. They're interacting.
Culture.
They're interacting like in a way that they see themselves as human beings, Colombians.
Yeah, it's like nobody's.
I don't see that in the US. Even when you see a black person and a white person, there's still some kind of
something is
Like
off.
better than
tension.
you.
There's a tension
yeah,
between
you know,
better than you.
yeah, you know,
They're not 100% comfortable.
They're not
to talk to each other.
100%
Yeah.
comfortable
Yeah.
to, you know. So I see that in Colombia. That gave me it's like, oh my God, I like it. And in Colombia,
Same in Quebec, when we
Quebec
go to
City.
Quebec, it's
But
like-
Colombia has something. I'm sure Brazil. I've not been to Brazil. Somebody told me it's the same in Brazil too. You see European,
really mixed up, yeah.
European whites,
Yeah.
as African as you can get, mixed people, brown people, and people that look like Mexicans.
Yeah.
Those are indigenous Indians, and everybody is more connected
Together,
together. And there was a girl that was really helping us out, and if she didn't tell me that her mom was black, she had to FaceTime her mom. See this
You wouldn't-
African Colombian woman.
For you to believe it.
Yeah, she's as light skin. She's almost like light skin looking white because the dad is white. And it's like my mom is black, and that's why she was so quick to interact. She was so comfortable around
You
us.
guys,
So they embrace you too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they
if
embrace
you.
Africans. Yeah,
I don't know if you pay attention to this. Like, I know back home, my country, we don't have that ethnicity stuff. Like,
Oh, shit, like
Caucasian,
small ethnic
yeah,
groups.
race,
Not like that, like, you have
Caucasian.
like small tribes.
yeah.
You guys don't have tribes like that.
No, we don't. We all Haitian. We don't have black. We don't have white. We don't have Spanish.
Like
we don't
this
have
tribe,
Caucasian.
different
We don't have
tribes,
Latino. We all Haitian. Like, you see when you go to somewhere and you try to
Like
fill out an
Ghana. Ghana has
application,
different-
you have to check a box to
Ghana
categorize
has,
yourself.
like, for example, Ghana has a lot of tribes, more than 42. Nigeria has a lot.
Yeah.
But we don't have application that says I'm Ewe. I'm
Exactly.
Ghana.
We
When you
all
go, you're Ghanaian. It's just
you
check.
Ghanaian, you
no,
Haitian.
Nigeria does have that.
Nigeria does have that?
Nigeria
I don't know,
has
man.
no.
So when I came to America and then they're like, you have to specify you're black, you're white.
No,
Yeah.
Caucasian,
not
it's like,
on the
okay.
international level. Nigeria doesn't have. We still have everybody Nigerian, but when you're in Nigeria, this is how Nigeria is. And people think like that's why sometimes it's not good to generalize. What connects a Nigerian and another Nigerian is either if I'm not your tribesman, then we gotta speak English or we gotta speak Pidgin.
Yeah.
Because I have no other way to talk to a Yoruba man other than English or Pidgin.
Same with Ghana.
I don't
too.
speak Yoruba. He don't speak Igbo.
Same with Ghana too.
So, yeah, even here in the States, you still see this little thing like when you see the social environment, the Igbos tend to do their thing
Things, yeah.
in Boston. Yorubas tend to do their thing in Boston. Except for maybe you have a Yoruba friend, he comes over to your cookout or whatever. So the Igbos tend to do the Benins, and the Yorubas tend to be a little more closer, you know. And once you touch Nigeria land, boom, it's tribal.
Same here in Ghana too.
You know what I
It's tribal.
mean?
One thing I
Yeah.
noticed about
Yeah,
Haitians,
same in Ghana, right?
Yeah, it's tribal.
Yeah.
same
Even
thing
though it's
in
not on
Boston.
paper, like
It's not
you
on
said.
paper, yeah.
Sometimes this tribe thinks they're better than other tribes.
Right.
Now, even though now most of them
And
consider
even
themselves-
even without that, like when you can't just say I'm a Nigerian in Nigeria. They're gonna ask you what
Yeah,
tribe.
Where you from? Even that's the first thing.
What makes you a Nigerian is you being able to identify with a tribe.
Yeah.
And when you identify with that tribe, and they try to find out if
Where
you
you-
speak that language,
yeah.
or if you don't speak that language, they're gonna try to trace it to okay, what
Where you from?
Where?
Yeah. Where are you from? What village?
Mention that village.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in
Not a
Congo,
street
Mention that
address.
town.
Not a
Mention-
street address.
Yeah.
It's a village somewhere. Everybody come from one village before you move to the city to go get number 32.
Yeah.
So
Or even
and
if you
so
were born in the
streets.
city, it's to where is your parent? Like,
Yeah.
Where your parents from? That's where you're from.
You were
So,
saying
especially
something
your
about
dad, right?
Haitians.
Yeah, I was going to say something about Haitians.
Yeah.
What I noticed by Haitian here, they have that, I think the fight, they have that fight. Oh, I'm from Gonaïve, or they always think one is better than the other.
No, it's a fight between us. So at the end of the day,
So you guys only do that when you guys move overseas.
yeah, it's between us.
So which
But
tribes or what?
I guarantee you, if you go against one Haitian or you beefing with one Haitian, if I'm Haitian, doesn't matter where they from, I'm still gonna, have my Haitian brothers back.
Right.
So it's a beef between us. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's not even that serious.
In Nigeria, I don't think we have that kind of thing. Nigerians are especially the Igbos, the Yorubas might have it. One thing about the Igbos believe, they believe in the spirit of I can get it on my own. Then maybe after I get it, I can come, back to my community to show that I have made it. That the Igbo spirit is go out there, hustle, get money, or get successful, then come back to your community. They don't really, that feeling of getting your back is not so much. That's one of our weaknesses, and the other tribes have always used that against us in the local politics. When it comes to the local politics, the other tribes kind of like band together. But the Igbos think differently. The Igbo man thinks, okay, I'm Nigerian. I can stay in Lagos and live there and prosper there, develop there. When in fact, I can comfortably say that, and every tribe in Nigeria knows this. It's not because I'm Igbo. The Igbos are the reason Nigeria is cool. The Yorubas to some extent, but you see the cool part of Nigeria in terms of commerce and every other thing is the because the Igbos believe in Nigeria practically more than any other Nigerian. Because when you come to Nigeria,
What makes you say that?
What makes me say that? Because I'm from the southeast, that's the Igbo dominant region. I've never seen a Yoruba-owned business in the southeast. I've never seen a Yoruba-owned building, right? But when you go to Lagos, the Igbos own billions of dollars worth of investments there. The biggest market in Nigeria called the Alaba International Market, where if you're into music, you got to know that place. Who run the place? It's Igbos that run that place in Lagos. They make Lagos the vibrancy, the commerce, the industry. They own multi-billion-dollar businesses and houses. And the Yorubas are the landlords. They get jealous because they feel like, some of them, not all of them, like these people are coming, they dominating us here, you're not from here. Every little thing they'll say, go back home. Same way. Even I think they're doing that in Ghana too. Like even in South Africa, the Igbos come, they get too enterprising, and they don't really. They make the new environment their home. They get too comfortable there. The Yoruba is not like that. The Yoruba go to the east. Maybe he gets a government job in the east. He's just gonna rent an apartment until he find a way to transfer back to his region. He's not gonna build a house in. The houses are the worst. The houses, when the houses in the east, they live in a little market. Yeah. They call the house market. Every little dollar they make, they send it back to their region. They don't own shit. So let's say Nigeria divide today, the Igbo is gonna lose the most because most of them have
investments everywhere.
They don't have ownership of.
A lot of Igbos have more stuff in Lagos than in their village.
They have investment everywhere.
Yeah, like say for example, P Square, the singers. Some people were saying P Square, they have mansions in Lagos. They are Igbos. They are Igbos. But in their village, somebody went to their village and recorded their house. Their house looked like, I think it was a house built by their dad. On Camp Old, like people like, oh, look at P Square, look at their house in their village. It's like a piece of shit, but they are living in Lagos, like in big mansions. And that's the Igbo man for you.
So they don't invest in their own town. Or
they don't go back to.
They don't go back to.
They feel like they make
they
everywhere their home.
They go back to the villages maybe during Christmas.
But they make everywhere their home.
They make everywhere their home.
Okay. It's like how you in America right now.
Yeah, they get too comfortable.
You're not gonna go buy a house in Congo and move back.
Yeah.
So are you guys beefing Igbo and? The other one?
They're not
Yoruba.
beefing,
There's no
but
beef,
there's
it's
still
just-
like attention.
Yeah, this this
It's a
little
low
thing.
key, like
Yeah,
competition.
but the difference is the difference between that what we have in Africa, like this tribal stuff, and the racism is the Igbo man doesn't necessarily feel like he is better than the Yoruba man. Even they might say Igbos love money.
Yeah.
You know that you hear that from people a lot, but who doesn't like money? The Yorubas love money too. The Hausas love money. The only thing is like the Igbos are so quick to try to flip money. The hustling spirits, and then there's the ones that are doing it illegally, way about like 80%, and the 20% that are doing the illegal stuff. And those illegal stuff, when they pick on that, they use that to paint the whole everybody. Just like when you guys say Nigerians are corrupt and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I get to take from the internal rift that we have within Nigeria.
All right. Like that.
So the question was, myth African immigrants believe when they move to US.
Give us some examples.
So myth can be like, oh yeah, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer to be successful, stuff like that, or our accent makes us.
I'll take a different
like
dimension to it, because I've seen this somewhere online where, especially all Africans, but I'm gonna speak from the Nigerian perspective. When we were back home, they'll tell us, hey, African Americans, they're lazy, they're mostly gangsters, gangbangers, they're never serious. When you get to America, make sure you stay closer enough to the white folks if you want to succeed, or work hard enough to make sure you get to the good neighborhoods, which is where the white folks, that's the safe place to be. And then when we get here, then the African Americans on the other side, they're looking at us, these Africans don't stay as Africans. I used to, my cousins that came way before us, like in the 90s.
It wasn't cool, it
wasn't cool. They used to, I remember one of my cousins told me that they had to claim they was Jamaicans just to feel,
Fit
just
in,
avoid that African. I even heard Michael Blackson say that she did. African booty scratcher, anything African was looking at.
So Afrobeat became popular. And
so it was both ways. Africans at the same time, we come in here, we go to school, go to college, quick, like we establish ourselves, and then we move away. We just stay as far away as possible as from the African Americans, because we never accepted them as
so it's
like us. Like
Americans have the myth about Africans, and Africans
It's a myth about
have the myth about Americans.
it's a two-way channel.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Until now, because now it's like we all blended one because of social media and Afrobeat. Because when I first moved here, it was the same thing. It's like when you have an accent, people see you differently. Or
now accent don't even. It's cool to even have the accent right now.
Another fucked up part, right?
Yeah.
When I first moved here, most of the time you walk down the street, let's say you meet people, when they ask you, where you from? Oh, I'm from Congo, Africa. They'll ask you, oh, have you seen the lion?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you got to go to the zoo to see that. So I never been to the zoo, so
that shit too.
I never seen it. Like, oh my god! So they think that African would just walk with lions and tigers. I'm like, yo,
somebody asked
stop
me,
watching movies.
And sometimes they be like, oh, in Africa or Haiti, do people have shoes? They're wearing shoes.
Exactly.
Somebody asked me that, and I was like, yeah, the American embassy is on the tree too. Because somebody asked me if we live on the tree. I was like, yeah, embassy is on the tree too. So.
One asked me how I got here. I was like, I swam over the ocean. I'm like, over the Pacific Ocean? Yeah. And that thing is easy, man. You got to see me, man. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not on TV. Yeah, that's what I was telling her. She was like, what? For real?
That's
like,
pretty funny.
I got to
And they believe it too, man.
They believed it. I'm like, we touch planes
some of them
when
they
they're
do.
flying on the trees, Like, I stand on the tree and the plane's flying and I touch it. And they be like, what?
Yeah, those are people who don't really.
That was way
they
back.
don't really
though.
know.
They don't even know what
Now
don't-
because
they
of
have no
social
knowledge.
media and stuff like that, things are opening. Even though it's still a long way to go.
I think
but
the
still.
ignorance in America is like.
Right now it's less.
It's a program. It's a program by the American government to keep the citizens as ignorant as possible.
to disconnect them from the source.
world.
Yeah.
So most Americans, even up to today, even as we feel like things are getting better, they still feel like the world is America. You ask most Americans, where have you been? The ones that could tell you they've traveled overseas
is Mexico,
West Mexico,
Caribeans,
Bahamas. I'm like, that's not the world. The world is bigger than that.
Oh, I went to UK.
Yeah,
what?
Even UK is like.
I know. It's like
far.
That's what I'd be like. What?
They tell you to go to the DR or Mexico. Puerto Rico, and that's it.
So even when you go to DR, you just go to the tourist part.
That's it.
I
You
know.
don't
Yeah, you
go to
don't
see
even
the
Exactly,
local,
yeah.
like how they live their life, day-to-day life. So you have a different experience when you go there. It's not like you have the local experience because you want to go to the tourist area.
Well, I can understand like non-Africans. It's okay if non-Africans don't care to know about African culture. Or
But if you're
African.
black, you should
But
care.
any black person
Yeah.
should know about Africa because
Yeah.
if you're black, I think it was this reggae musician from Jamaica, Peter Tosh. He had a song. You could look it up on YouTube that goes, "Wherever you come from, as long as you're a black man, you are an African." So, and that goes to everybody who is dark skin. It don't matter the percentage of the hue on your skin.
Africa doesn't have to be dark skinned too.
I'm gonna say there's a
lot
whole
of
shades
hues,
of
yeah.
So once you're African, and this thing that was planted by the European white supremacy structure to keep people, looking at Africa in the negative. I know there's corruption, the government is bad, but when you go to Africa, it's fun. Even with everything going
Corruption's
on,
everywhere.
the
Let's be
insecurities. When I go to Nigeria, like I'll be hearing stuff about Nigeria, like that right now the situation is not the best, like kidnappings and this and that. But when I go there, I'm driving around.
Because they don't want you.
No, I know. I'm driving around.
You don't
Everything
see it.
seems normal. You know what I mean? Like
they know they know this guy's from Wari.
but when you're outside looking in, you may never want to go.
Yeah.
Because they're scaring you from going,
They're like, where are you from, Wari?
No, but because you're just visiting. People live there, they have a different reality than you.
But then there's danger
different.
everywhere.
That's facts.
There's danger.
That's facts.
In London, there's danger.
Oh yeah, London nowadays,
You just
like,
gotta
Even in
go to the wrong
Massachusetts,
neighborhoods.
there's
In
danger, man.
Massachusetts, actually, somebody got shot in Lowell, like 2 minutes after I drove by. That was back in 2016. Somebody got popped in Lowell, like a few minutes from where I used to live. But did they make me pack my shit and move away from Lowell? No, I still lived in that place, People live in Dorchester, Mattapan, all these places. Like when you turn on the local channel, all you hear is murders, crimes. People still live in Boston. Boston is never seen as a place where they shoot people.
Chelsea.
They tell you Harvard. They tell you all these nice.
but there's a
names.
lot of shootings, especially you go to Brockton.
Exactly.
Lane,
More shootings in
Lane,
Boston.
Chelsea.
That's my city in
Chelsea,
Nigeria.
man.
Springfield's like number one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Springfield.
Springfield, yeah.
Yeah, I hear Springfield.
Springfield?
Too.
That's
I feel
number one.
like
Springfield, Fitchburg,
it's-
Adams.
I feel
Woo.
like every state, like every Springfield in every state,
Your mic.
it's bad.
Bro, your mic.
And
So,
if you're talking about gun violence, nobody should visit America because America has the most
Oh, yeah.
gun
Oh,
crimes
They love their guns.
compared to anywhere in the world.
I know, yeah. Most live in Europe, like it's fight, fist or knife.
Yeah.
Because to use a knife, you have to be brave, man. Because you got to get closer to the person.
Oh yeah, you gotta be very
They're
brave.
not
Yeah.
brave. They just believe in their guns.
Because guns is just
The whole thing is every black person should. You can't get everybody on the same page, but the reason we are disrespected as a black people is because Africa is disrespected. I think I've said this before. It don't matter what individuals like. I'm a Nigerian. Like I'm of the Igbo extra. Like I hear on the news, or there's this Nigerian first Harvard graduate, whatever. It don't faze me. This Cameroonian, this Ghanaian. Individual success is cool. I'm happy for you. It doesn't do nothing for Africa. The white man don't care about that. It's just like you're the best employee in my company. That's how they look at it. You are the best employee in my family company. I don't give a fuck. You're still an employee. So you're the best graduate in a college that we own. Who owns Harvard? Exactly. So it's stupid. You're celebrating I'm the best student in a school that they own. Why not go be the best student in a school that you own? That's when you see these people react. Nobody's speaking on
We
that.
don't even do that because like I know most Africans leaders when they get sick, they go overseas to get
See, those
to get
kind of-
treatment
see,
and stuff
see,
like that.
the-
They don't even get in their own
And usually
countries.
the people from the government that do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those
That's
leaders.
why they want
yeah.
to make sure those type of people are in the government. There's black people, there's Negropeans. There's Negropeans, there's black people. They make sure the Negropeans are in power. Like the guy in charge of your country is a typical example of a Negro PM. That nigga living in Europe most of the time. You know, the guy that's in charge of Nigeria, same shit.
It's almost
I don't know
everywhere
about
in Africa.
Ghana, but I can speak about these two countries, and I don't know about Ethiopia that much, but they make
Ethiopia
sure
is doing good, right?
the
You guys are
people
fine.
in
She gotta
charge.
talk. Let her.
You talk. You can tell us about your country. We want to learn too.
Well, right now they're in a civil war, but they were doing fine like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
South America.
Okay, so we're talking in terms of when people, I've had this argument like, oh, but like colonialism is over.
No, it's not.
But there's neo-colonialism. These people are still manipulating things from behind the scenes, man. You know what I mean? And they're trying to divide us along all these lines, but at the end of the day, they see us as the same. I don't give a fuck, bro.
They do.
Even the African Americans, that's how fucked up it is. Like the white person, and I'm not saying this because I hate white people. I'm just saying the racist white people are the ones.
You sure you can post this?
We can post it. The racist. I hate the racist white people.
Yeah.
I don't hate white people. I hate the racist ones. Those
are the ones writing your checks, though.
I don't. It's okay, but the ones they all see. Listen, they all see black.
No, that's fine.
They don't care if you were born here or if you're born in Africa.
You're
Yeah.
still black.
You're
You
black.
say black, yeah.
Yeah.
But some black Americans, they don't see it that way.
No,
Yeah,
They
all
think
those
Because
they
there's
think
difference.
they think the way black.
Yeah.
Yo, if even like white people see immigrants like they put them in the light better than Americans that was born black Americans. I'll
Exactly.
say, yeah.
honest.
If they respect Africans more than black Americans.
If you want to see,
Exactly.
let me tell you this little things. Like I was watching this YouTube thing about, I think it's from Comedy Central by Trevor Noah about.
Oh, man,
they were,
that's the GOAT.
They were saying something about is Boston racist, and they're going interviewing a bunch of white people
I
at
watched
the
that shit
Fenway,
too. Yeah.
and,
Boston
and they're all
is
saying, "Oh
typical,
no,
yeah.
Boston is not racist." You know, of course you're white. You're not gonna go ask. You're not gonna ask the lion if the jungle is dangerous.
True.
You know what I mean? So, cause he don't know, it doesn't affect him.
He's the only one who.
So you're gonna go ask the elephant. The elephant doesn't affect the elephant.
You know, as the elephant is
The elephant is just chilling.
You know,
Nobody
he's just
bothers
chilling.
him.
You gotta
So,
ask the deer.
You're gonna ask the deer.
The whole suffers the
Big
most.
facts.
Exactly. So, well, and like at work, I know this is my experience. I don't know. Everybody have. I'm sure you guys have similar experiences. Like they seeing you, me and you. One morning they say, "Hi, Kojo." They're talking to me. I'm not Kojo. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys look alike.
I know. We always look the same.
You know what I'm
Always,
saying?
yeah.
And
But
you-
to be honest, though, you and Mario look alike. Though.
okay.
That's a different topic.
All right. Well, I'm trying to get at something.
Same head, bro. For
I'm
real.
trying to get at something. You see a Caucasian. These ones that are the kind of racism in Boston.
And they all look alike, so they all wear the same.
This I know it's racism. The ones that are
Khaki
racist,
pants.
the low key racists, they will never remember your name, bro. They could have known you or maybe they know your name. They just want to act like they don't know because they don't
like
you.
you.
They don't respect you enough to say your name. That's how fucked up it is. But they will see Brian gets hired like last week. Every white person knows Brian by name. Because why? Because he's Caucasian. But I've been working with these motherfuckers for like 2 years. They still don't know my name. Because they don't see me as a human. They see me as a black man. The only name they have for me is black man.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't want to go beyond black man. That's why if the police shoot you, they don't put the human face on your face. They put the black, which is kind of subhuman. That's what justifies them. They don't feel bad because they don't feel like they killed a human being. They feel like they killed somebody subhuman. That's why they go home sleeping good. Because if you actually kill a human being, you don't feel good. And this is coming from slavery because
Yeah,
Black
that's
people
actually a good point. Yeah.
black people were not actually regarded as human beings during slavery. We were like 3/4 of a human being. That was why they had to do all those things they did to human beings. Like, you know how you treat your goats and your animals? That's how they saw people, blacks.
Yeah. I agree.
If you kill a goat, do you feel bad? No, you don't. They had to reduce you to below it because if you kill a human being, there's a moral thing that's gonna keep biting you. So, but when you see the good white people, the ones that are actually not coming from that mentality, they will remember your name. I remember one time when I was in college, I'm walking down the hallway. My Igbo name is Chinemeram. It's so difficult to pronounce if you're not from my tribe, right? I'm walking down the hallway. This white girl, beautiful white girl, I'm hearing my name from behind amongst the crowd. I'm like, who's calling it? Everybody knows me as Will. I'm looking back like, it's this girl. You know, because what? She's dating a Haitian guy. She's not racist. She's not seeing me like the other people.
She might be
She's seeing me
racist,
as a
low-key.
human being, huh?
She must still be a racist low key, but
No, I don't think. No, I mean, she might have some stereotypes, but she's not racist. Like, she's not. Racism is like when you bring some kind of disrespect.
Yeah.
You know, you could have had something from your parents, but as long
Because
as
even Basha, you also stereotype. Even
we all
though-
stereotype
big
in
time.
many
But racism
ways.
is
We
way
all are.
different from
So
stereotype.
for that person to take the time to call that name, that other people will be like, "What the fuck is that?" And she said it close to how my people said it. I never forgot about that experience. You know, but it's still all these other people. I don't
It's all about experience.
All about experience.
Yeah, I never like say
It's all about experience.
say my name, but Will is an English name. Let's even it goes deeper than that. Like, I don't know what's your name? Zabib. That's an African name,
Mike,
right?
Mike.
What's your name? Huh?
Yo, Mike.
That's an African name. What's your
Oh,
name?
you want my African?
That's an African
bro,
name.
Mike, man, you guys don't.
What?
I can't hear you.
My name is Chinemerem, right? But I had to adopt Wilfred because it makes it easier for Americans to pronounce it. I'm fucking up on that level too.
That's what Chinese people been
What's-
changing their names
what's
too.
your name? What's your name?
Change their names, yeah.
Sharon.
That's not an African name. What's your name?
Kojo.
But what's
But
your
my
last
name?
name?
Is Edberg, yeah.
That's
yeah,
not an African
of
name.
course.
So we are all caught up in this white supremacy.
No, we are. Cool. We were
The
colonized by
core
them.
of us. So you see how deep these people are in us?
Yeah, you holding
When
the mic,
people
you're
give
still
you a
caught up.
name, bro, they own you, nigga. When people give you a name, when you buy a dog, you give your dog a name. That means you own them. That's why most of these hardcore racist
Bro,
people.
to be honest
once
with you-
come
to
up
be honest with
your
you-
name is Sean. It's all over. There's
Bro,
no,
but can I tell you
there's no
something?
equality there.
Can I tell you
Because
something?
you can't see a European with a name, Kojo. Have you ever seen a white person with a name?
No,
African?
no, that's
Never.
he's speaking facts.
that's
but
true, that's
Nigga, I'm telling you for real.
But at this point, when you're drinking Henny too, then it's bad. You should be drinking palm wine right now, bro.
No, we're
Yo,
going.
he got a print there.
I got employed there,
I
bro.
know, but I already told you my
We
name.
trapped, bro, we
I
trapped.
told you
You
that.
trapped already.
All
This
that,
with
then
the
you
name.
still drinking Hennessy.
Hennessy, man, you
No, but
trapped.
I've already told you about the name. On the name part too, I'm not saying
Yeah, I'm just- yeah,
outside
no.
of that, you
I'm
know.
just joking,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, but fuck the Henny. Your name, bro. That's
no,
your
I know,
brand.
I know. At this point, bro,
Somebody give you a
can
name.
How can we overcome that shit? Because
Yeah.
at this point, we're so deep, man.
Okay, I'll explain to you. Let's go back to what we were speaking about the founding
Bro,
fathers.
at this point, you're deep in everything.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Everything.
Listen. The Kwame Nkrumahs. These guys thought about this shit. Nnamdi Azikiwe. These are African names, right? Kwame Nkrumah, Nnamdi Azikiwe, right? Most of these guys, they all had English names. After they experienced this, they had
changed it.
to throw away their English names, bro.
They did that in my
and go
country
call
too.
Africa. There's this guy
But it never worked.
from Nigeria called Ozumbambadi, where he had this thing called boycott all the boycottables, like boycotting anything white, like white. You see, when we say this, like it's not like we are anti-white. It's just like you gotta bring yourself.
Value your own
if
culture.
you want these
We're
people
trying
to
to earn our
respect
respect
you,
back.
if you want these people to respect you, the way black people have been going about all this liberation is like begging your oppressors to actually accept you. Like you're still looking like an oppressor. African Americans are the worst for it too. Not all of them, most of them, but like you don't. That's why after thinking like too deep, like I give up. The structure is too deep, man.
I'm saying you too deep.
It's too
so
deep.
deep right now, bro.
Religion.
Everything.
Like our
Everything.
kids are generations after generations.
You
Like we're
being
so
America,
deep
you
in.
mean it too.
I saw. I could show you the
You
video. In Cameroon,
going after bunnies like
the-
so
the-
deep
the-
already.
didn't being
Hold on.
America in the
No,
first place.
in Cameroon, they actually in a village, and I could tell you where that came from because I'm an Anglican. My church, you know the Anglican church?
Yeah.
I'm an Anglican. Episcopal, yeah. So if you're an Anglican, my dad and them during that time they say God save the Queen. The Queen was actually in their hymns and all that. The Queen of England.
yeah.
So now that the Queen is dead, they're actually doing some kind of ceremony for the Queen in Cameroon. You see, the whole church
That's
is
fucked up.
marching, carrying the Queen's picture.
Why?
I
It's
don't
fucked
know.
up.
Is that colonial
Yeah.
mentality, bro?
Like we just said, we're so deep in. Right
It's
now.
deep
like,
in Africa, bro. It's not even just here. You know what I'm saying? Ethiopia is the only African country that was never colonized. The Italians tried, but they failed, right? It's fact. Haile Selassie, that's why these reggae artists, the Bob Marleys of the
Yeah,
past,
that's what Jamaicans,
they
yeah,
always
really
look up
crazy
to Haile Selassie. It can always trace back to the Ethiopians, the connection with the Jews, with Queen of Sheba going up to have a baby with Solomon, bringing the baby back to Ethiopia. That's where the lineage come from, right? So Ethiopia became like the hope of the free black nation.
That's
We
why
talked
it
about
took them-
Haiti being the first independent black nation. These are symbolisms that like should matter in African history. Like they have a religion called the Orthodox Church, right? It's Christianity, but not the European version
That's
of
the
Christianity.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So
But if you bring that version of Christianity to today's Nigerian Christians,
oh, Ghana, oh yeah, I know.
that's the
yeah.
devil.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Yo, that should be
You
like
can take it
different
anywhere.
topic.
Yeah, for real.
Yo, we should talk about religion too next time.
I was gonna ask her that question since she's Ethiopian, but maybe we can save that topic for another.
Yeah, we
day.
should save that for another day.
So maybe she
For
can
real.
be